Hello, hello. I'm your girl, Michelle Hope Walker. All right, you all. Back from court. The defendant had was not able to make it to court today. So I didn't get a chance to testify. But again, the date to remember for you all is May 27th. That's Friday. That's next Friday, May 27th, 8:30 a.m. And like I told you, at 210 West Temple Street, Los Angeles, California, 90012. And it's going to be on the third floor, Department 34. Okay? So that's next Friday. And again, still need you to come. Right? Still need you to come and still need you to support. Still need you to, be there, because the challenges that I'm still seeing is the people not wanting to call it a hate crime. Matter of fact, I heard today that the point of the hate note in talking about slaves, and you all know the hate note that I've been putting up, that someone told me they were basically, they were like, well, black people weren't only slaves. There were other people that were, and I'm like, that's why sometimes when you listen to these different people in the, in part of this process, and I'm trying, to not constantly give out, different ones of who to this, who that, but just giving you, a little glimpse, because it is a court case, but I do believe in sharing in the sense of enlisting support from you all to come to court, be in court, hear this case, follow this case, because it's not even just about me. It's about other black people, black women who get assaulted or attacked or, get stalked or, things, intimidation type things done to them that are hate crimes, because the only reason why they're doing it to us is because of our color, because we're black. Now, as I told the DA on that one, I'm like, but that's, I don't know, I still can't go with that one, because the point that the building I live in is predominantly Korean, some Latino, and very few of us are black, literally 3 families, and out of all the cars in the garage, to leave the note of slavery, and I'm the only few black people in this building. Then they talked about, well, I got to prove the intent. Well, of course, we never know exactly what a person is thinking of, but we do look at what they do that helps to show the intent. So the point that you're leaving a note in the car talking about no slaves allowed and get out and all this other little stuff, to one of the few black people that's in the building, and then they're, well, how would they know your car? Well, the person had been camped out right outside the parking garage of where, we drive in and out. So that wouldn't be strange for this person to have seen me drive in and out, in my car. And again, because it's only, when I say few of us black people here, very, so again, that wouldn't be challenging to be able to see where, I would stand out in the sense of a person of color coming in and out the parking lot in my car, that would, stand out, in a sense to this person. Now I know this person has mental challenge, but then my thing also is that regardless, because that's the challenges we've been dealing with, people that are killing blacks, is that actually the point that a person maybe experiencing a mental challenge, it gets to me even scarier in a sense, because then this person could really do something, to me. If they're already getting in a locked building, a locked parking garage, doing stuff, who's to say the next step is not to get up to my apartment? You know what I'm saying? And so, again, it's scary. Then the point of, it seems like instead of, which I thought the DA was supposed to represent me and help me, it almost seems like everybody is trying to help minimize what this person has done to me, and then also maybe trying to even help get the defendant off, of the case, because I mean, first thing I was approached with is that we may not win this case. What do you mean we may not win? I mean, if you do your job, I'm thinking we could win. I mean, it just, and again, it's the picture again that I paint for you all, letting you know, black people and then black women, have been, hate crimed against. It's not taken as seriously. It's not, again, especially when you compare it to white women. If I was a white woman that said this person did this or that, it seemed like, a lot of times you see where those cases tend to be more proactive. And the person doesn't get off as quick. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear a lot about, well, I don't think we're going to win this case. You know what I'm saying? So that's where race comes into this constantly, So the person that did the hate crime against me is an Asian female. The DA is an Asian female. My detective is an Asian male. Now, again, where race comes into play on some of that too is that they don't, to me, a lot of times when I'm discussing things with them, regular stuff that us black people would get and understand, it seems like they're not really getting it. And even sometimes the things they say is racist. They're not realizing that it is statements that, are just sort of like, now on the other hand, because I don't know the fullness of the court systems and the laws. Again, I plan to continue to seek information to find out, So the point that they're, the key point they're looking at is that the trespassing issue is that, again, her coming on grounds that she shouldn't have been on, going into my car that she shouldn't have been in because she doesn't have permission. But then also I keep hearing different things as if they're trying to help the defendant. Now, these are the people that are supposed to be helping me, right? I'm saying, oh, well, she went in your car because she thought your car was her car. She claimed your car is her car. Then the next thing I heard is, well, she was cold, so she was going to your car to look for a sweater. Why are you all trying to minimize what this person did? And like I tell them, the key reason why I called the police on April 6th was because of the blood paper stuff that they put in front of my car. So also the focus on issues that are not even some of the things that I'm totally focused, because I'm focused on the hate crime that was done against me. And even, as I thought about it, even the point that they're saying, oh, well, she thought that was her car, and so she was claiming your car. That's also racism of another race taking over black people's stuff, because we have so many incidents in years. I mean, even when we talk about Oklahoma, where, white people took over the money and the stores that black people had, or people getting jealous of what black people have, so they just take it, because there's a lot of cars in this lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of cars. But just ironically, to want to claim the very few black people here in the building claim my car as your own, to claim and should I take over my car as your own. You didn't take over none of the Asian people car here, none of the Latino people car here, but to point out the black person's car. And I do believe that she knew that a black person drove that car, because I believe that she, where we found her at, when, like I told you all, on April 21st, 2021, after being shown the picture of the person who had put the paper all out there, the bloody paper out there, and then coming home, I seen the person, and then that's when I called the police, like, hey, she's here, can you come and get her? And I do thank God for, detective, I'm again trying to get into names, for the different detectives that did come and arrest her, immediately. It took no time on her end, so I appreciate them on that. And like I said, I appreciate the DA, I appreciate the detective, I appreciate everybody involved, but it's just still sometimes I don't feel like I'm getting the full justice out of this, I still feel like, I feel like if you want to try to win the case, if you want to speak up more on the things I'm telling you about that happen, I believe we can, win. I guess in the winning of the sense is, I guess I don't know. I don't really, I can't really speak for the DA on what she's meaning when she's saying winning, but for me, it would be to acknowledge that this is a hate crime and pursue that is a hate crime. This stuff happened to me only because of the color of my skin, regardless if the person is incompetent or competent. The point is, she targeted me because of my race. Now, the point of they keep saying about the motive, I mean, to me, the person put out of all the cars in the parking lot, she put bloody paper in front of my car, the black person's car. The note was left in my car that talked about slaves. So for the DSO with this many times, said, well, you all know now. A lot of times when you hear somebody putting something, a hate crime or something, a hate note, in somebody's car and they talking about slaves, people don't think about first slave. They think about is black people because it's well known that we are slaves, and to know that it's a black person that drives this car, So, but again, this is the things that we as black people have to deal with, and I feel like I have to go basically along. I mean, these are the people that's helping me. This is the DA that they have assigned to me. These are the detectives they have assigned. And again, I appreciate the things that they are doing, although I just feel like, maybe they could work a little bit harder in relation to, helping me versus trying to minimize what the person done to me, to seem like to help that person, I guess, to get no time on this case or to get the minimum time on this case. I don't understand, but I just keep hearing and keep, it just, especially today again, being in court, even though she wasn't there, talking with the DA, again, it just seemed like the case being minimized, on and really trying to take the point of race out of it, which the race part is the key part of why she did that stuff to me. And the point of the mental, then that gets me even more concerned, because then we know, as we've seen again, the Buffalo, New York cases, many other cases of black people being killed, harassed, intimidated by people, again, sometimes tend to relate to people who are mentally ill. And so to minimize what this person has done, to just like, oh, well, they're mental, that's even scarier, because then that person could really try to do something more to me, And again, again, as I speak of that, in this particular case, again, so I'm not saying that people that have challenges are not trying to speak negatively of those people that have mental things, but I'm just saying in this case where you have someone in a sense stalking you, someone in a sense doing stuff to, put notes in your car talking about slaves and no slaves allowed, sort of trying to tell you to get out, and entering on the property where you live illegally, entering in your car illegally, doing red bloody scenes right in front of your car, which that has nothing about her trying to get in the car and get warm, like they're trying to tell me, and it's like sometimes it's like all these stories, it seems like it's almost like to help the defendant, and that's the new one to me, that oh, well, she was just trying to get in your car she would have just got in a rich white man's car to get warm. Would you all minimize that as much, Because again, you all know how I talk to you about this totem pole of the rich white man, and, in our society tends to be the top of it. You do anything to him, they're going to give you the max time. You know what I'm saying? And then down at the bottom tends to be the black woman. I'm not saying we're down at the bottom. I'm just saying how societies and the powers that be at times see us, and in the justice system, where when people do stuff to us and almost assume they can do it and just get away with it, no one's really that concerned over fighting for justice for us, not as much as they would fight for justice for the rich white man. You know what I'm saying? Or even the rich white woman, So your race comes into play, when you're trying to get justice. Your income comes into play, on how much they're going to really pursue the justice for you, So again, I need everybody to come to court on next Friday, May 27th, 2022. 8:30 a.m. So you can get there before 8:30 a.m. Or again, I don't know how long I would be there because there's other cases have been heard. So just whenever you can, just come there. And where you coming to? Downtown Los Angeles, California, and it's downtown LA. Really, it's like Temple and Spring are your cross streets, and so it's 210 West Temple Street, and that's Los Angeles, California 90012. And you're gonna come to the third floor. It's Department 34. And just to support, I just believe if we have more people in the room with their eyes on this, and again, I still haven't got a report. And I mentioned that today. I still have not got a copy of the report that I filed with the police officer. I remember the police officer, like I told you, on April 6, 2021, the police officer that came was so nice, and I remember him telling me, that I get the police report, but since then, as I've been trying to get it for a year, again, the detective just recently told me that he can give it to me because it's considered a hate crime, but then today I'm hearing that they're not looking at it as a hate crime. They're going after, more of the trespassing and the going in my car. And like I said, the first thing I heard was basically they were saying they don't think we're going to win. And I'm like, well, why not? Because they got her on camera. And then it seems like my apartment manager maybe was supposed to be there because, again, we have cameras all around, and our apartment managers are constantly posting cameras of people of all angles that, end up trying to come into our apartment complex. And I appreciate that because that helps to keep me safe. But I really would need, the police and the apartment complex to get together and see this footage because everything this person, whoever went in my car on March 30th or whenever I discovered the note on March 30th, 2021 in my car, but it's on camera. Just like the April 6th, of, this woman putting the red bloody paper stuff in front of my car. It's on camera. So when they talk about the motive and the proof, it's like the proof is there. So then it's like my apartment manager not even showing up to do their part. I mean, I don't know if she's supposed to, but not sure because again, no one sometimes is telling me what's what, and then sometimes I feel like I'm being railroaded. People aren't telling me stuff or not really fighting, for my best interest, in a sense, and because maybe I don't know the parameters of the hate crime, I don't know, of how they apply it, and and I don't know, maybe the trespassing and the point that she's going to my car, maybe that does render more time. And maybe that could be why they're trying to push more time versus the hate crime. But still, as I asked today, the DA, can at least still be noted, that it's, I see it as a hate crime. She only did this hate crime. She only did this because of the color of my skin. She didn't touch nobody else's car in this. And there's a lot of cars in this building, in this parking garage. Didn't touch none of the Asian cars, none of the Latino cars, only the very few, when I say few, under 10 of us, one of the under 10 black people car to leave hate notes and to do this red and blood paper scene in front, which has nothing to do even with her going into the car. And the excuses they keep telling me that she said or they created, I don't know about, for why she's saying she went into my car. I mean, and the point that they keep telling me, oh, she's crazy, oh, she's mental, and these are their words, then I'm like, to me, then that should make you more concerned on trying to help make sure you keep me safe and make sure she gets time for this or something, because that means, she could come back and do something else to me, once she's out. Just not totally, like I said, I go in between that. I'm appreciative of everything the DA and the detectives are doing, I just don't know the parameters of if there is more they could do. I do feel like I should be able to get a copy of my police report to make sure they actually wrote down in there what I said. And, I should be able to read something in the file that they're telling me I can't do that, which I don't know if, I'm like, I sometimes wish I had an actual attorney that could actually look over things and point out, well, this person was competent enough to know which car to put the hate note in. This person was competent enough to put the bloody paper in front of, again, this, my car, the black person's car. And so these theories, and then, like I said, I thought about it. I said, the point of even, they keep saying, well, she thought it was her car, or she was taking over your car. Yeah, I said, well, that's racist, because black people have dealt with for years of other races just feel like they can just come and just take over their stuff, because she didn't get in nobody else's car, you know. So, just it's just still challenging on if I'm getting the best, if these people are really in my best interest. From what I heard today, it almost seemed like they're in the defendant's best interest. And I'm like, well, who's for me? Because if you got if you have what is it the person has for the defendants have the public, if the public defender is for the defendant. If my DA, this I thought was supposed to help me, is for the defendant. If the detective is helping the defendant, when I say helping, minimizing, what she did to me, minimizing it, and I feel like that's being done because I'm a black woman. I don't really feel like if it was a white person that done these things to a white person, it would be minimized. But y'all know me, I'm going to stay happy and keep it going, y'all know I'm a Christian, so God see all, and I continue to pray for the DA and the detective that they will make sure that they're doing what is best in my interest. And I do appreciate the victim, unit sending someone down to be there for me, although I didn't testify today because the defendant was not in the room. But May 27th, 2022, you all, next Friday, if you all could just be in the court, please come support me. And I know for some people, they're like, some people don't get it until something like that happens to them, And I know some people, why are you supposed to be there about, because some people, they only want to see twerking videos. They're not trying to hear about me asking for support on a hate crime that was done to me. But you also have to look at, this is not just about me. This also relates to what is done to black people overall when something is done for them, that sometimes people are not advocating for them and fighting to them at the highest level. It's sort of minimized what someone has done to them. People get off, they get away with it, what they do to black people. So I feel like this actually is an issue for, again, all of us. And not even just black people. Like we talk about, Martin Luther King talked about injustice in one place, the injustice to all of us. It shouldn't be right that a person can do something to me as a black person and point out doing it specifically to me, the black person in the building, the very few black person in the building. And again, I love where I live. I've been here 10 years plus, and never had this challenge before, all of us, I feel like all of us pretty much get along here, in the building. And I love where I live, and so again, I just pray because God is in control, so that's one of the key things to continue to look at. God is in control. So I pray and I give it, because y'all know I'm going to keep my joy in the name of Jesus. I pray, and again, I even pray for that person. I pray, they get the help that they need, but I also, at the same time, God also gives me the insight to know to advocate for myself to help make sure that I'm protected so this person does not come and hurt me, type thing. So again, you all just stay praying, and I thank you for all those that have sent me messages of support, those that have come down to the court to just be there to help support. Because, it's just amazing sometimes when you have different diversities in the courtroom. Sometimes it can even reflect how people talk and how a case is treated. You know what I'm saying? And so, I really ask again, next Friday, May 27th, 2022, 8:30 a.m. They actually want to get there before 8:30 a.m. But again, if you can't get there 8:30 a.m., just come somewhere in between time, because I may still be there in the courtroom waiting for my turn to be able to testify. And again, I'm asking for your support. And also, I think this should be something of your interest to see how this case is going to keep an eye on this case to see, how does a case where hate crime was done against a black woman handled? Does this black woman receive justice? Is she treated fair? Does she receive the same treatment that a white rich man would receive if someone had put a bloody paper in front of his car? If someone had went in his car and did name calling and left racial notes, in the car. Because again, my thing is always we should all receive the same fair, best treatment. And that's what we always have to watch the races, where sometimes people don't give black people the full best representation or treatment. But again, because I don't know so I don't know if my DA and detective are doing all that they can do. They may be. I just keep saying thank you, because in the name of Jesus, I am appreciative of anything that they do. Because again, sometimes because of our race, people won't defend us, won't do things to help us. So again, I just keep saying thank you even for what they do, because for all I know, maybe that is all that they can do. I don't know. In a sense, I mean, I just sometimes feel the sense that more should be able to be done, and then I'm just learning through this, so people that maybe deemed incompetent can just do anything to you and get away with it, or is it they can do anything to black people and get away with it? Could that incompetent person do all this stuff to a white person? A rich white person, and particularly a rich white man, because I'll tell you, they're at the top of the totem pole to get the best services, the best customer service, the best representation, the best, could they do that to him and get away with it? So again, I'm your girl, Michelle Hope Walker, and today is May 19th, 2022, where I went to court today. I did get a chance to testify today because the defendant was not there, so I'm asking everyone to come to court Friday, May 27, 2022, and that's downtown Los Angeles, California. The address is 210 West Temple Street, and the cross is Temple and Spring, and then it's Los Angeles, California, 90012. It's third floor, Department 34. And again, just coming to support, just having eyes on the case. Media, other attorneys. Yes, I'm reaching out, just asking, have eyes on this case, because I want to get the best service I can out of this, because I really feel like this was a hate crime done. I really feel like, and to me, a hate crime is when something was only done because of your race. My car was only singled out because they knew a black person drove that car, so they felt like it was okay to do stuff to that person and leave hate notes and name calling notes, to that person, where they didn't do anyone else in my building, like that, which majority of people in my building are non-black. So just concerning, just very concerning. But again, don't worry, I got my joy. Y'all know I'm going to keep the joy in the name of Jesus. And I pray and I give it to God and let God lead me. And like I said, I pray for the DA. I pray for the detectives. I pray for the judge. I pray for everybody, and that they will make sure that they're treating me fair, and they're making sure that they're doing the best representation for me and helping in this. I'm praying that if my apartment manager needs to come to court to help add and to help give the best service to this case, that then she will make it to the court, because they have all the apartment managers, all the video footage and sees everything and knows everything. So I wonder, by her coming to court, because they did call her name today, but she was not there, would it then help show that my apartment manager supports me and that they have the video and they're testifying to this is what we've seen on the video and this is the person and for people not showing up, to say what they saw, and they have all the footage of it. And, for the DA just to start right out with, I don't think we're going to win the case. And I'm like, why? Because there's a lot of evidence, and for me still to not have got a report is just, I don't know. I just feel like, so attorneys and civil rights people, organizations, please reach out to me again. So my Twitter is Hope_Speaks. My Instagram is Michelle Hope Walker Speaks. The Facebook is Michelle Hope Walker Speaks, .. Listen, so you can contact me. through that, because again, I have to be safe because I know this video is going on, but I have to, to communicate with people. I have to do the YouTube thing where it goes publicly to everybody, but again, I'm only, really want to respond to people that really care and is really trying to help support and really want to be there. So again, I'm Michelle Walker. And again, hate crime has been done against me, and I'm just trying to make sure I'm treated fairly in the courts and different things like that. And I just ask for you all to support me in this. It's very challenging to have been mistreated because of your color. All right, well, you all be blessed, and thank you for all that you do to support me. God bless.